important thing to change, in your opinion, about the Illinois Supreme Court?
Well, I'm not on the Supreme Court, so I'm not sure that I can really discuss how I'm going to do this. I would say that I'm a hard worker. I think that I would love to be on the Supreme Court. I think the Supreme Court could take more cases. I would encourage that. I think the Supreme Court should actively make certain that the court system itself is functioning and that every courtroom in the entire state and every judge is working to his or her capacity. Those are things that I think need to be improved. I think the cases that are heard in our courts probably take too long. It's not crisis proportions, but I think there's more self-represented case because it's very expensive to be involved in litigation, but it's also time-consuming. So that is something I would like to improve upon. I really think that the cases alone. I've been in 5 divisions where we had enormous documents. We don't really have the different problem on the appellate court. FDR dockets are fairly slow compared to years ago. But those are the things that I would like to see. I'd like to see more cases. I think that the Supreme Court is decided cases. And actually, they already have quite an enormous calendar here. Whether or not that's about 7 cases a week. That's a lot of reading. I love reading. And I would do my own reading. So I think that taking more cases and making sure our court systems are fully staffed and working effectively are things that I would look at.
Follow-up question for Justice Cobbs. What are the principal criteria you would use in deciding whether to grant a petition for leave to appeal?
So, I believe that the current criteria that the court uses to determine acceptance or denial are appropriate. Whether there is a conflict among the districts, whether there is a lack of clarity in the law, whether there is no law that would help eliminate matters. I also think that sometimes there can be substantial prejudice in certain cases. And having served as the Supreme Court judicial law clerk, I know that that has not always been the criteria. It has been on some occasions. There was a case, People versus Blue, where the abuses and the prejudice in that case was so egregious that the court did take it. I think that the court should take a closer look to make certain that in those cases that even come close to People versus Blue should be a case that the court takes. So I think certainly the several criteria that exist currently should continue to inform the court. But in those cases where it is clearly erroneous at the lower court level, or where the abuse is clearly, or the prejudice is clearly clear to the court, they should then grant that PLA.
Justice Reyes, to revert to you, what is the most important thing in your view to change about the Illinois Supreme Court?
Well, I've been on the record saying that I see 3 issues. One is lack of transparency in regards to appointments, lack of access to justice, and lack of diversity. I think the Supreme Court could take a leadership role in those areas, in particular with regards to lack of justice, and as I mentioned earlier about mental health. In this country, 2.2 million people are incarcerated throughout this country. 750,000 of those individuals are in jails.
And the same question for you, Justice House. What is the most important thing to change about the Illinois Supreme Court?
I agree that one of the things that has to change is the judicial appointment process. And the reason I want to change it, I want to open up the process so that whenever a judicial vacancy is open, it will be advertised to all the bar associations so that every lawyer who has a desire to be a judge can know that there's a vacancy open and they can apply for it. Right now, it's like a closed system. You don't know anybody, you can't get appointed to be a judge. I want to open that system up so that lawyers who have ability can apply, and I would then use a committee to winnow through that. But no judge would be one to be appointed judge unless they complete the application requirement. I would also add a rewrite of the rules. One of the main, we talked about this earlier today, the number of self-represented litigants. When you look at our Supreme Court rules, it's legalese. It's difficult for a non-lawyer to really negotiate. I think we can rewrite the rules in plain English, so that a layman, a person who has graduated from high school, can understand those rules and still be just efficient and just precise. So I think the language can be changed so you don't have to be, a John Marshall law graduate to understand the Supreme Court rules. I think that would make things better.
Thank you. Justice Neville, this question is for you. Under the limited lockstep approach, Illinois courts may apply an independent analysis when a specific criterion such as unique state history or state experience justifies departure from federal precedent. What are your thoughts about the limited lockstep doctrine, and how limited do you think it should be?
Well, the limited lockstep doctrine is a doctrine that says when the U.S. Supreme Court has a constitutional provision that mirrors or is very much like a state constitutional provision, and the U.S. Supreme Court has rendered a decision on that particular issue, the state Supreme Court is supposed to follow it. Of course, I have been a person who has always been concerned when I am confined by my decision. But that is the law in the state of Illinois. While I am troubled by some things, there's some precedent that says if the two constitutional provisions are the same, that is the state constitutional provision and the federal constitutional provision, and the federal Supreme Court has weighed in on it, we are supposed to follow it. Of course, the state constitution in certain areas is a little broader, and sometimes the state court has a little discretion. But the lockstep doctrine is one that troubles me, but since I am bound to follow precedent, and I believe in the principle of stare decisis, and I think that the game should be played by one set of rules, I will follow those precedents that have been set out by the Illinois Supreme Court.
And the last audience question is for Mr. Epstein, and then we'll turn to closing statements. Mr. Epstein, how will you affect change as one person among seven where there is a deeply entrenched system?
I want to hear truth here, right?
Yeah, great question. So for the Supreme Court to do basically anything, it needs 4 votes. The Supreme Court doesn't report out its votes, so we don't know how far off we are. We don't know if we might be 1 vote away on some of this stuff already. We might be 4 votes away, but we don't know. And some is probably 1, and some is probably 4. But ultimately, this is what I believe. There's a poet who said it better than I can. A guy named G.K. Chesterton. He said, "The terrible thing about all legal officials, all lawyers, all police, all judges, all detectives, is not that they're wicked, many of them are good. It's not that they're stupid, several of them are quite intelligent. It's simply that they've gotten used to it. They no longer see the prisoner in the dock, they just see the usual man in the usual place." I think that's the issue. I don't think that the people on the court are wicked. I don't think they're unintelligent. On the contrary, I think they're good and I think they're smart. But I think that they're very, very used to the way things are. And that's a good thing, because I don't know how to make wicked people good. I don't know how to make unintelligent people smart. But I do know how to make people not used to it. And that's what I plan to do. Persuade, make you not used to it, make you feel the pain of people who are going through it, and argue for reformation.
For the last portion of tonight's forum, we're going to hear from each candidate in a 2-minute closing statement. And this time we'll proceed from my near left to my far left. Justice Cobbs.
So before they start that clock, www.justice. It's never gonna happen in 2 minutes. So my punch number is 164, which you may not be aware of. I am the only candidate who has served at the trial court level, the appellate court level, and have worked closely with the Supreme Court justices. The work of the Supreme Court is defined by the Illinois Constitution. It is to decide cases which the court takes on petition for leave to appeal, as well as those that are mandated by the Constitution, and to administer and supervise the court system. I have done the work that is dictated by the Constitution. I've served as a circuit court judge in eviction court and in civil juries. I have served as a Supreme Court law clerk, deciding with Justice Freeman, collaborating with him on cases that have come up on appeal. I have overseen and administered the Illinois court system. I serve on several Supreme Court committees. I am a member of the Illinois Supreme Court Rules Committee. I serve on the Supreme Court's Judicial College Board. I have previously served on IPI Civil. I wrote the charge for the Evidence Committee. I wrote the Rules of Procedure for the Illinois Courts Commission. I am active in my community. I serve on the South Suburban Task Force Services and Resources to the Homeless Population. I'm also a member of the Board for Lawyers Lend a Hand, an organization that provides services and resources for at-risk children. And on every Tuesday evening for 3.5 years, I have tutored a child from the Inglewood Montessori School. My experience and qualifications are diverse. They are broad. They follow a different trajectory. They are nonetheless deep and solid. And so I am seeking support from the voters in Cook County to do something different in Cook County. Elect someone who has the legal competence and the administrative experience to serve as a justice on the Illinois Supreme Court. Thank you again for having me and for allowing me to offer my comments this evening.
Justice Neville.
Good evening, and thank you once again. I am the only person sitting up here who is on the Illinois Supreme Court. I'm the most experienced candidate up here. I have 45 years of legal and judicial experience. I am the only candidate who has been found highly qualified by 5 bar associations. I am the only candidate who has a body of work which is unmatched. How do we know it? Because over 180 articles have been written by the Law Bulletin and other publications about my decisions. But ladies and gentlemen, that's not the real issue that's before us today. The New York Times reports that the nation's state courts face a crisis of legitimacy. That crisis of legitimacy is brought on because white courts don't reflect society. 40% of the people in the United States are people of color. Over 60% of the people in the city of Chicago are people of color. But there are 23 Supreme Courts that don't have a person of color on those courts, and there are 13 states that have never had a person of color. Cook County voters must decide if the Supreme Court will avoid the legitimate crisis by retaining a person of color on the Illinois Supreme Court, or will the Illinois Supreme Court have to address the legitimacy crisis if voters elect a justice and the Supreme Court becomes an all-white court? That is the question that is presented to us. We must address it.
Mr. Epstein.
Sometimes the issue is more important than an individual, and so rather than talk about myself, I heard something that's really kind of outrageous, which is that the reason that we haven't ended cash bail is because jails in our state wouldn't be able to fund themselves without it. That's unconscionable to me. If we didn't take 10% of their D-bond, some of our jails might not be able to fund themselves. That's not what bond is about. Bond is supposed to be about public safety and making sure people come back to court. Neither of those things have anything to do with taking 10% of a D-bond. We need to end cash bail. It's one of the greatest contributors to mass incarceration. If you care about mass incarceration, we can end cash bail. The fact that the progress is disturbing and so separated from the human experience that my heart is racing a little bit right now. These are people, presumed innocent, many of whom might be deemed safe to return to the community, but who are lingering in jail sometimes for years because our jails can't fund themselves without it. We'll find a way. I promise you we'll find a way. But it can't be by keeping cash bail going. That's outrageous. That's all I have to say.
Justice Reyes.
Thank you. Again, I want to thank the moderators, our sponsors, our hosts, and all of you in attendance this evening for being here and allowing us an opportunity to express our views and to discuss some of the questions that are pressing for everybody here. And I agree with Mr. Epstein. We should reform the tax bail system that we currently have. He's almost as progressive as I am. You know, I bring diversity of background, diversity of experience, and diversity of perspective. I have also been found highly qualified by 5 of the bar associations in Cook County to run for the Illinois Supreme Court. And there's another aspect that I bring, is accountability. You know, I don't just come around our communities and ask for your vote when it's election time. I'm there all the time. And I'm always there supporting our children, our disenfranchised, our marginalized, the people that live in economically disadvantaged neighborhoods. And I do it because I believe that that's what we do as public servants. We just don't write decisions on an ivory tower and then only come around and ask for your support on election time. I do it all the time because that's who I am. I'm a public servant. If you want a public servant on the Illinois Supreme Court, then I'm the candidate. You know, for example, aside from legal matters, I am very active in the Lawyer Assistance Program, helping people with substance issues, with depression, with drug problems. I work with children out on the west side, an organization called Build. We work with them and develop their confidence to become public speakers and to help them get into college, and I'm very proud of that. I also work with A Safe Haven, an organization that works with battered women and veterans, because I believe that we have to help each other out. If we don't help each other out, no one else is going to help us. So that's who I am. I'm going to ask you for your support. And, you know, keep one thing in mind. The justice who retired from the Supreme Court, Justice Charles Freeman, a dear friend of mine, and a fellow alum from this school. So let's keep the seat at John Marshall. I would ask you if you want to get it done, vote for 161.
Justice House.
Again, I want to thank the sponsors of this program for giving us the opportunity. I believe the most critical job that the court does is to make its decisions. And I think the decisions that the Supreme Court makes are based basically on perception, the perspective that each judge has. Because those cases that come before the Supreme Court are narrow. And sometimes the decision depends on how the judge sees things. I think my background is growing up with Jim Crow laws, under Jim Crow laws, attending segregated schools, provides a unique perspective that is not present on the Supreme Court. I think that perspective makes our court decisions richer, and I think it can improve the court. I also want to do a pilot program to speed up the decision making in our courts. I described how I help speed up the disposition of cases on the appellate court. I think I want to do a committee to study ways to improve the administration of justice so we can eliminate the backlogs. I read about a case last week where a gentleman was arrested 7 years ago. He's just not going to court. Of course, there's sometimes reasons for those delays, some delays, but 7 years I think is entirely too much. And I think we can study ways to improve the justice system. But again, I have 43 years of experience as a lawyer and a judge. I've had complex cases. I believe I'm the only judge who's ever argued a case before the Supreme Court. I believe I'm the most qualified. I've received highly qualified from several bar associations, well qualified from another. And I believe that if you pick me, you will have someone who's willing to change things, shake up the rules, change the Supreme Court rules so that people can understand. Eliminate the buddy-buddy system in terms of appointing the judges. I will open up the process, and you will see a change with me. So I ask you to remember, on March 17th, House is in the house. Punch 168 and don't be late.
Justice McBride.
I'm not gonna spend the next 2 minutes talking about myself. You can find anything you want to know about me on my website. What I want to do is talk to the law students that are here and tell you that you are in a great place. I have never regretted that I went to law school, became a lawyer, became a judge, became an appellate court judge. There is so much ahead for you. And I know that people in this room are going to really care and study before they make a decision about who they're going to vote for. But I want to tell all of you that pursue any dream you have. You're going to find different paths along your way as a lawyer. You're going to become a lawyer. It's a great profession. It's honorable. We want everyone to keep it that way. And being a judge is a great, great honor. I am so lucky and fortunate that I have become a judge. But I also want to tell you this. Don't listen when you hear somebody say you can't become a judge unless you know something. I am the absolute proof of the inaccuracy of that statement. You need to pursue your dreams, whatever you want to become. I was always taught that I could do anything, I could become anything, and I did what I wanted to do. My dreams have been accomplished. So never give up on your dreams. Don't let people tell you you can't do something, you can't become something. You don't need that in your life. Anything you want to accomplish in this world can be done. And so I urge all of you to become great lawyers, and if you want to become judges, go for it, because you can do it, and you can do it without knowing someone.
Before we adjourn, and I hope you'll all join us for the reception in the Boilerplate Cafe, that's the student space on the lobby level. On behalf of the Chicago Lawyers Chapter of the American Constitution Society and Injustice Watch, thank you all so much for coming. One of our shared missions is outreach and civic engagement. And I think we can all agree tonight, folks, this is a really important job. So please, spread the word. Urge your friends and colleagues and family members to educate themselves about how important this office is. And come March 1st, check out the Injustice Watch Cook County Judicial Voters Guide, because this matters. Thank you all for coming. See you downstairs.
They didn't want us to take what I asked for. So my main thing is like we already got a Supreme Law, right? Why do we not just enforce the law that we already have? Because see, public employees get paid by the private sector. You know, we're the private sector. We fund the public employees. So why is it that the employees are above the employers? You know what I'm saying? In no business is the employee ever above the employer. We, the people, are the employers. And my question is, we already got law. Let's clean up the house. We got a bunch of oath breakers that take a note to the Constitution. This oath over here. That's what I was going to tell them, right? And these are the penalties too. I mean, this is already U.S. code law. These are their penalties: deprivation of rights, conspiracy of rights. You look online, nobody's in jail. The unions are backing them up. So you see, got a cop, a judge, they assault somebody or put somebody in jail or a prosecutor. 20 years later, he's still living good out of the taxpayer money. How come we don't lock up the bad people? They talk about this. You know what I'm saying? So it's like they don't want to hear the real truth to the whole solution. My name is John Paul. Thank you very much. I got a channel, man. This is my channel right here, bro. You want to check it out, bro? I got some information in Chicago, man. I try to keep up with it. What's the name of the channel? 390 if you want. All right, cool. Thanks, man. Man, enjoy, man. Thank you very much for that, bro. I appreciate that. I'm still going to go ask him right now. I'm going to go get this recording. Yeah. I'm going to slow that shit. I'm not going to get away that easy.
Yeah, stay with it.
Are you becoming a lawyer or something? Or
I am a lawyer.
Constitutional or?
Somewhat, yeah.
Because I'm looking for actually a lawyer myself. I've been getting kicked out of public facilities, tickets, areas for recording. So they can, how can they trespass public property? Another time I had a cat with my MAGA hat, my Make America Great hat, and as soon as they seen that, I can't hear your case. Freedom of speech violation. So I don't know. I came over here to get some documentation for the neighborhood, the community. Because a lot of people don't even know what's going on. You know, people that sit in power, and they're the ones throwing people in cases for traffic for light. And they're over here killing, stealing in the street. Not one person's in jail. What they do is, he had a sexual, he had something sexual done. Once you lock him up with the truth, which is he broken up to the Constitution, he's depriving people of rights. Let's get it on. They protect themselves. And then after this, they protect themselves. Good to meet you, man. He's a blessing to your family, man. Myself, John Paul. If interested, man, let me know. Check out the videos. There's many more people in the community that are actually trying to uphold Constitution and law. They go around cop watching, making sure that they get accountable. They go around Alderman's office, asking questions, representatives, and we're just exposing all the criminality. Yeah, that's it. We're documenting all the criminal activity. You know, because like state representatives, they say do not infringe the Constitution, the Second Amendment, do not infringe. And what do they do every single day? They infringe, and nobody's in jail. But we're in jail because we have a piece of weapon to protect our families. Peace and blessings, man. Joe. Trying to get some questions over here. I don't even know what the heck where they at. They didn't want to answer my question. They just threw it away. Excuse me. You running for judge?
Yes.
Yes.
I was on the panel.
Yeah, I was trying to get a question out to you guys, but I guess it went somewhere over there into the trash.
Oh.
So my thing is, I'm online. My name is. I got a channel called Free. Huh?
Are you a student?
I'm from here for Chicago, so I'm trying to.
Are you
No.
Oh, okay.
No. So my name is John Paul.
Okay.
And I got a channel. It's live streaming right now. It's called Freeman Liberty One, and we're trying. And people in the community want to know is.
Wait, hold on.
I'm not live streaming.
Oh, you're not live streaming? All right.
Yeah. So we want.
Just got dual cameras here, you know. It's like.
It's what's gonna happen in the public sector. So one of my questions was.
I know, but I mean, are you together or?
We came here.
Yeah, we came here together.
Well, then you're not answering my question.
I wouldn't say we're together. I wanted to talk to other people. I'm sure I got different questions.
Yeah, I got different.
He's the one who told me about the event, so we came together.
Okay, all right, okay. And then, so you want to interview me?
I just want to do one question or two. Yes,
all right,
you got more. Because I know you're busy.
Who are you with again?
My name is John Paul. Oh, look at who I got here. How you doing? Good to meet you again.
We met before,
Yes, we have. From 12 Division. Yes. Oh, wait, hold on. Wait, don't go. Okay, I apologize, man. Thanks. Good to meet you, bro. I'll talk to you in a second, bro.
You're a judge. What if I want to ask you about having cameras?
Wait a minute. I don't know who you guys are.
Okay, we pay taxes. It doesn't matter, right? We work for you. We work for your salary.
I just want to ask you this. Are you aware that at Cook County, before you go to court, you only get like 60 seconds with your attorney in front of serious court cases? You only get 60 seconds to a minute. Right. A month or two later, when you go back, the same thing happens. They pull you outside. You get to talk to an attorney for 60 seconds.
Okay.
How is that okay? And how
I'm not saying it's okay.
Know? How do you not know?
I'm not in the criminal system. I sit in the appellate court.
Yes. Are you unaware of what goes on in Cook County? You were the one quoting stats about the Cook County up there.
Right.
Okay, so you
wait a minute. Are you asking me a question or are you just
The question
arguing?
is.
What's the question?
How you doing? Is that the representative from? What's your name? You work for the public?
Driver.
Oh, is it driver? Oh, okay. My bad. How you doing, man?
Okay.
John Paul. Good to meet you, man. Yes. Yeah, I'll be around.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So man. I'm doing a little more different, man. You know what I'm saying? So
how's it going?
a little bit better. A lot more people in the neighborhoods are learning. You know what I'm saying? So the education is going pretty good. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's just if we don't keep up, you know what I'm saying? Hey, the main thing is the Constitution. This is my question, okay? I was going to ask them. The Constitution. We have a law already, and people are already breaking it. Can we just start locking up people like ASAP? I mean, the law is always big. People take a note to the Constitution, and then the Second Amendment of the Constitution gets infringed every single day. So, like, this is
candidates, sir.
your candidate.
Yes.
Where's the other one? These people, it's the same thing, always and always, man. Same thing with these people. Yeah, they don't ask some questions. I'm trying to, I don't know, how's the stream going right now? Could I get a 1 if it's good? 2 if it's bad? Man, these guys are freaking, wow, amazing. It's, I think she's a lady. She's joining for judge. If I apologize, when you get a chance, can you get a few minutes with us when you finish with your conversation?
What is your question?
I'll ask you the same question. Hold on.
Well, my question is this.
No, wait, I'm not going on somebody's phone.
No. This is live streaming. This is live stream. Wait a minute, you're running for judge. This is live stream. Oh, you just said you were independent. Did you say you were independent?
But that doesn't apply to you.
This is what we pay taxes for? Like, just had a question. My goodness. This is too much privacy. We want the private sector works too hard for the public employees. Yeah, no, but the public employees, we get paid. You know, people like us work hard and we get our taxes taken away. And this is what we're gonna choose as a judge. And she was talking about independence and freedom and all that
Talking
stuff.
about cameras in the courtroom.
I know.
Oh my God! Don't put me on camera.
Are you a judge?
No,
No?
not yet. You'll be running for judge before you know it.
Just trying to get live stream and get questions. These candidates and they keep running around.
Maybe not. Maybe you will be a judge one time.
Yeah, I will run for judge.
Very good.
You don't mind? I mean, we're doing live stream right now, so like, if you want to say hi, if you got a
Are you
position.
aware at Cook County, when you have a case, I don't care how severe it is, you get seconds to in front of your attorney. They pull you out of the courtroom right before your case is called. They'll talk you for 60 to 120 seconds, and you're pushed back in. You might get a continuance. I'm talking about a drug offense, whatever it is. They pull you out. You get seconds. How is that justice? And how is it going on all this time? Everybody wants to be a judge. Nobody's concerned about being justice, please.
I think people are concerned about justice, but trying to balance justice with the limits that we have financially, with the limits that we have just in terms of our structure, is sometimes difficult.
I'd agree.
So it's not just a quick fix. It's not an automatic answer.
Yeah, no, these people are crazy.
So that's being honest.
They're weird.
But I think when justice really is your overall guide and just really pushing you, you will find a way to do it. But it's not a decision of something that can be affected by only one judge.
My point is,
This is a systematic issue that has to be addressed at a strategic level.
if people wanted justice, they push it. That would mean you can't become a judge and not see what's going on in the courtrooms at that
As I
basic
said,
level.
it takes more than one judge. So you have to get to, and it also takes legislative action, I think, to some degree. So remember, we've got a separation of powers, and everything is not left in the power of the judiciary. Many things are left to legislative.
I would agree. It sounds like
May I interrupt for a second? I apologize. So now you say that we got differences of powers, correct?
Yeah.
So the law enforcement is supposed to be enforcing laws, right? So if some politician who takes an oath to the Constitution passes a law against the Second Amendment, how come that politician not getting locked up? Get what I'm saying?
Did you say it again?
Okay.
If a legislature,
Is a legislator,
Yes.
Senate, representative, alderman, whoever it is, passes, votes against the Second Amendment, which is it shall not be infringed, shouldn't the policy enforcers, which is the police or the sheriffs, go and lock them up because they're breaking the law already? They're breaking the oath to the Constitution?
I think if you go and look at Supreme Court
No,
cases
but think about it. But think about it.
I think that you have to consider, honestly, if you look at a lot of cases that the Supreme Court has handled and overseen in terms of the Second Amendment, that issue is not as black and white.
It is black and white.
No,
It says it should not be infringed.
it's not. But right now, the courts, in terms of what is the right, what does that right actually constitute? The U.S. Supreme Court has defined it, I think, fairly narrowly. And so there's some interpretation that's going on in terms of what the Second Amendment really means.
Let me ask you a question. One second. One more thing. May I ask you a question?
Yes, I've read it.
Let me ask you one more thing. is an employee ever above an employer?
Yeah, sometimes.
In what business is this? Except for government business.
Head of HR.
What's your
for a
name?
long time.
So people can know.
Where are you? What are you recording for?
I'm live streaming. It's my own channel on
Live stream.
YouTube.
So
If
I
you
was
want to
a-
be known or if you want
I was
help,
the
I'm
head
like
of HR for a long time for several companies. And so sometimes if you're asking, when you say as an employee
Yes.
above an employer, in terms of
Certainly
complying
the
with the
police.
law,
If I-
sometimes, yeah.
But if I'm paying you to do a job, how are you gonna go against your employer? That's what I'm saying. Give me a second, because I'm gonna try to get try to get an interview with this lady over here too. Thank you very much. I do appreciate your conversation. Have a good one.
What's your name?
Paris.
Paris.
Okay, I'm Joe.
Hey, the lady, that's one of the judges too. She's the older lady. She's about to come on.
I done gave up, yo. These
Man, you
folks
gave her
is
the
insane.
benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, these folks is
Well, thank you. Thank you for sharing that, and it makes sense. It's one of those issues where there's some questions with
They don't want to hear it. They grabbed my thing and just threw it away
Yeah,
when they
that-
found out what I was asking.
sounds better.
Look at Epstein, that child molester guy. Remember that? That got murdered from New York, Epstein?
Yeah, that's right.
Jeffrey. So right now they're going to the third floor or the 8th floor, they said.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I think that they're gonna be down there eating and drinking. So
All right, we need to go there.
you smell the food. I got the munchies. Hold on a second. I'm trying to get an interview with the lady right here with the brown. Man, I hope I'm not too like shaky.
No, not really. Some of them were really hard. There's one that you gave Justice Lewis last night.
Wait, which one was that?
Oh, what was it? It was something about balancing home.
Oh, that's right.
It's like I'm getting hugs. Come on.
That's it. I wanted.
Right,
Right, yeah, it's hard to like
that was a tough one.
try to be fair to everyone, but also like and the only way to do it fully is to like ask everyone the same question. That's interesting.
Yeah, and then it gets redundant, because then what we're
Who
gonna say
this guy's watching?
Kimmy, hey baby. Ah, Joelle, Mrs. Joelle, what's up, Kimmy, baby? You stalking me, Kimmy? You found me, Kimmy?
There she goes. Hello, good evening, good evening. What's your name again?
How you doing, Justice?
I am well.
John Paul.
I'm sorry.
My name is John Paul. Good to
Hello,
meet you.
John Paul.
I'm live streaming.
Can I ask you a quick question?
Sure.
I'm wondering if you're aware of what goes on at the county. When you have a case, a drug case, whatever it is, you get seconds to talk to your public defender. Right before the judge calls you, he pulls you out of the courtroom. You get like 60 seconds to talk to your judge, to your attorney, and then he sends you back in there. This system does, in my opinion, does not work. Everyone should have time to sit down with an attorney, not talk to him in the hallways. But this is how it's done up there. Do you have any solutions? Are you aware that this is going on?
No, you know what? I never sat in the criminal court, so I can't tell you that I have firsthand knowledge of how that process
Is that
works with
shocking
the
to
public
you?
defender. Yes. So, yes.
This is how it works.
Yes. So I would have no
Yeah.
firsthand knowledge, but I'm going to tell you this. The Supreme Court has more than 20 standing committees, commissions, and boards.
It's a lot of taxpayer money.
And all of those, but that's the administrative work of the court. The court does more administrative work in overseeing the delivery of justice.
Yeah.
And one of those committees is access to justice, which certainly could include the kind of issue that you raised.
Yeah.
Did you know that you could write to the Supreme Court?
I did not know, however, I wouldn't care. Anybody that became a Supreme Court judge is very aware of all the mess that goes on
Now,
at the
I'm
lower
just
level.
telling, no, that's not true. I
I'm gonna-
just told you that.
Very good, yes, you said
Okay,
it
I
several
told
Yes,
you, because if you
yes.
didn't sit in criminal and you
Yes.
don't know, you might hear it,
Yes.
but you may not know it. And you may not know you need to create a solution for it or to address it.
All right. And
I
no, I
am
did not know you
suggesting
were
to you,
right.
I'm suggesting to you that if you feel strongly about this issue, write to the Supreme Court.
I feel
Ask
like
them.
they do nothing. The cops spin you. The Illinois Attorney General spin
Okay,
you.
finish. I got a
Everybody, the judges that I just talked to, spun me. the ones that sat up here on camera talking about, we need cameras in those courtrooms. When we put a camera in their face, oh God, no.
There is,
I'm so
yeah, I can hear it.
I am.
So, listen.
Many
For
years.
a long time,
Many years.
For a long time, the Supreme Court didn't allow cameras in the courtroom. Now, there is a rule where you can have cameras in the courtroom, but the judge,
The judge,
the
as you're
judge
about
still
to
has,
say,
that's right, the judge still has discretion. You know why?
he says no every time. Every judge says no every time. So there is no rule that we can have cameras in courts in Cook County.
I've already been kicked out 3 times.
They take out cameras at the door.
Oh, no, you can't have that camera.
Why not?
Because if you decide to take a picture of a juror, you could put a juror at risk.
What if I had a different camera, a bigger camera? It still takes pictures of jurors and I can put them at risk.
You can't take pictures of jurors.
I agree. I agree. So how can we have cameras in the courtroom?
I'll be down.
So how can we have cameras in the courtroom?
That's another, there are cameras in the courtroom.
Oh,
at
I
the
have to have
judge's
yours.
discretion.
I just can't have mine. I have to go with
Okay, let me ask
that
real
sounds
quick.
like
Yeah.
police cameras.
Real quick, Ms.
Okay.
Carves, check it out. So my thing is like this. I apologize, you know what I'm saying? I understand his
Okay,
feelings.
am I being recorded?
Your live stream. You want to...
No, I don't want to be recorded.
Well, you like, see what I mean? But why? If you're learning for, look, okay, my question is like
I'm not
this,
gonna-
real quick.
okay.
My question is this: the thing is that you're running, and I work hard. I got kids. People got kids, and we're gonna pay our money towards you. So have a little decency, please. My question is: there's people.
Oh, I
There's
think that was
people.
an unfair shot there.
I do not. You're a judge. We need cameras in the
We need good people
courtrooms.
with
So
good morals.
write to the Supreme
No,
Court
check
and
this
tell
out.
them what your issue
May I
is.
ask one? I got 2
I'm
questions.
not on the Supreme
I
Court.
apologize. Give me one question, please. I'm sorry. I know it. Look, so we go downstairs. I do apologize. My question, first of all, is an employee ever above his employer?
That is a question that sounds like it's related to a case.
Okay. Now another
You
question
know
is.
that a judge cannot comment on a case
related
that's
to a case?
pending. It
No,
will
this
be.
is like okay, and one more
There's
thing
a
is like
case
this.
under there.
Okay, so one
Why
more
are
thing
you
is.
asking?
see it, huh?
There's a case under there,
So
because
there's
you wouldn't be
one more-
asking
I don't
that.
think
It's
so.
too
No, no,
specific.
it's because this is how I see. We work hard. The private sector works hard in order to fund the public sector. The public sector is the government, and we, the people who work in the private sector, pay y'all salary. All right. So this is the thing. It's like if I'm giving you money to do a job, how you gonna disrespect me? You know, I'll fire you, right? In any business like that. So what I'm saying is that people pay for people to do a certain job, and an employee is never above an employer, from what I know, in any business, except for government business, where the employee is greater than the employer, or the public officials are greater than the private citizens. Now, there's already a constitution. We have a supreme law of the land, right? And people take an oath to the Constitution, and every day people violate it, but yet they enforce all the policies of traffic violations and all these other little things that have nothing to do with rights, and yet incriminate a whole population with silly policies because of a tail light or a headlight. But yet then we have all these so-called law enforcement. They don't know their Constitution. They don't know their oath to the Constitution. They break it every single day, and none of them go to jail. And I understand it's because of the unions. The unions protect them.
You know,
But the thing is
I'm gonna go to the reception.
Okay.
This is really taking a
Yes.
lot longer.
I'm
than-
sorry.
and
But thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Don't
But
want
that's-
to be live streaming on this
But,
whole dialogue.
but that's, you know what I'm saying? I mean, like, your morals is one of, you see, the thing is your morals. We could go with you, man. Like, your morals is what's gonna show what the character is, right? Doesn't Martin Luther King said, it's not the character.
You're good now.
The-
Everybody
Martin-
else had a bunch of people walking with them. I think
Yeah, this way.
I need to get my code.
Well, you know, Ms. Cobb, I thank you very much, but remember, it's morals. And if you believe in God,
I'm gonna go with you to get your.
if you believe in God, I kid you not, you better start walking in his path. Because man's path is really wrong and crooked. And all right, y'all. I'm gonna be taking off. I'll probably go live stream in a few minutes again. I'm gonna go downstairs with the rest of everybody's mingling, so it might be a little bit rowdy. I'll talk to you guys in a few minutes. Peace. Thanks for coming in. Educate yourself. Learn. Wisdom, knowledge, and understanding.
Let's go there.
All right, we're gonna try the first. I heard first, third, and eighth, John.
Eighth.
You think?
So I'm not gonna just follow the smell of food.
Look, I think it's the first. This is the cat I asked.
It sounds like I had
How are you doing?
Yes, so if you're wrong, it's on the first. Everybody,
So-
it's not on the first. Everybody doing it.
I didn't know. I thought it was in the lobby.
Were you here before?
Yeah, so I work for Justice Watch.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, it was good.
Well, I think these are always interesting. I think they're opportunities for judges to come in.
Excuse me, you know what Florida reception is on?
Stick with me.
This is some of the things that we researched. You ever heard of the U.S. Code 5 Oath of Office, conspiracy against rights and deprivation of rights in the public, and this happens every single day here in the United States. Definitely Chicago. There's no secret stuff going on here in Chicago that these people do not do against their own citizens, their own neighbors. We're neighbors. We're all neighbors, and they're the ones doing this to us every day. I go to certain different neighborhoods, and they get mistreated. I've seen ladies getting mistreated by so-called policy officers. You know, in reality, we don't need CPD. But the Constitution is supposed to be the sheriff, and the sheriff deputizes everybody else who enforces the laws and the rules. But yet we allow this CPD, which have no allegiance to the Constitution and the oath, and yet
It's the 6, guys.
and yet there's no accountability. And I know it's because of the unions protecting them. Because individually, there's a lot of good people in there. But because they tie themselves out 9 to 5 with them unions and then contracts, they don't want to arrest their own people. They know, they see people. I've experienced with my own 2 eyes. I've experienced and seen this.
Tell when they see misconduct, no one does it. In fact, they cover it.
They have policy number 37. It's simple.
How do the police know when they cover up and all that, nothing happens to them? You gotta kill a person before you get anything happens to a cop.
Yeah, that's true. I mean,
Go around this way.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, because we have, do you work here or are you part of the institution?
Justice Law.
This is
Yeah.
my name is John Paul.
Hi, Juliet.
Good to meet you,
Nice
Juliet.
to meet you too. I remember you. I talked to Ferguson, right? Yeah.
Good memories.
Yeah, I've seen a few people here that were there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we have, actually, I love our events because our audience comes out. It's a great mix of community members.
And we teaching like other sections of the communities that don't even know this stuff be going on. So it's
That's
like,
right. And we believe in snacks.
Okay.
So get something to eat and drink.
Anything from here or? There's no, not here. Thank you very much, Juliet. Likewise. That's the thing. I don't know if.
Yes, that's definitely 4 years now.
I'm gonna get a spot to sit down. Maybe we can get an interview or two. Right this way. Sit right here or right there. Find those at?
I got a text, you're still live.
Yeah.
You're still live.
Oh shit, no. I'm gonna go live right now.
I just got a text saying you're down part one of the live.
No, okay. I thought I turned it off, I kid you not.
We got dark screens, she says.
That was it. Whoops.
Apparently.
Oh shoot, my bad. I thought I stopped. Should I just leave it on? Oh man, okay, cool. My bad. I thought I had stopped.